Valentine's Day? I've been getting this question very frequently, and it's a few weeks before Valentine's Day. So, on this episode of Dre in the Kitchen, I'm gonna make something. It's a cross between two content creators. One Giada De Laurentiis, one Preheat Kitchen, an olive oil cake. So I'm kind of infusing two different styles to make them a little different. Something that I want to make. So I figured I'm going to make it for you, and let's see how it comes out. So let's get started. So what are the ingredients that you're going to need? So most importantly, I wrote them down because I kind of changed a little bit each of their recipes slightly to sort of suit what I'm trying to accomplish. So this could be a complete wonderful experience, or it's going to be something that isn't going to come out quite as well. So here we go. So you're going to use regular all-purpose flour. I've got 3 eggs that have been sitting out at room temperature, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of milk. Giada uses whole milk. I only had 2%. I've made this before with 2%. It came out just fine. Baking powder, kosher salt. I have some slivered almonds. I'm going to do 2 6-inch loaves. Sounds weird. 2 6-inch loaves, which I have right over here. So what I did is I prepped these ahead of time. I buttered them with unsalted butter, and I sprinkled a little all-purpose flour so that they wouldn't stick. So both of these are ready. My oven is preheated at 350 degrees, so that's already set and gone. So this recipe, now Giada De Laurentiis, so Giada has an orange-infused olive oil. Unfortunately on giadz.com it's sold out. So I took the zest of 2 oranges. This is where we're modifying the recipe, and oh, this smells so heavenly. So this is the fresh juice of 1 of those oranges, but I did zest 2 oranges. Don't worry, the other one got eaten, but not by me. And let's put it all together. Let's just have fun with this. It's gonna either work or it's gonna flop. So either way, you're gonna see it. All right, so in my stand mixer, I have my trusty KitchenAid here. I'm gonna put in the 3 eggs. You want room temperature eggs. It's a lot easier. What I've experienced is if the eggs are too cold, it sort of splits, or it looks like curdled ingredients, and you don't really want that. I added the 1 cup of sugar, and let's put this on. Using your paddle attachment, let's bring this a little over so everybody can see this little... What should I name this KitchenAid? I've had this KitchenAid for years, but I've never had a name. I've named some of my other appliances. Alright, so this is going to be for probably about 5 minutes, and I'll show you what it should look like. It should be nice and fluffy and airy. It'll change to this pale yellow color. That's what you're looking for. So here we go. This is the gorgeous ribbon that you're looking for. It could probably go for about another minute or so, but this is the ribbon stage that you're looking for, where when you sort of, so if you wiggle it this way or just see it, it sort of stays on top of each other. It doesn't just automatically go into your egg and sugar mixture. So let's get this back on, because what we're gonna do now is we're gonna still beat it for another minute. However, we're gonna add in our orange zest, because we want that to be fully incorporated in there as well. So here I have 2 tablespoons of our freshly grated orange zest. Again, we're improvising because we don't have the orange-infused olive oil. And why not? This is all about experimentation. Plus, instead of vanilla extract, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of freshly squeezed orange juice. I'll add a second one at a later point in the process. So let's whip this for 1 more minute. All right, that's now, so let that rest for a moment. Let's get the dry ingredients together. So of course, I always write my little recipes on index cards myself. Okay, so we need to do 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I like to sift my stuff, because sometimes there could be clumps, and you just never know what you're getting. So here, how do you measure? So I love this part. Ina Garten does this all the time. So you sort of get into whatever container you have and just kind of fluff it, moving it around. So you're adding some air, because if you compact it, it's going to have a different weight than if you just did it in this process. So using my finger, as close as you can, There's 1 cup, half a cup. We're gonna need 2 more of these. There we go. 1 cup and a third for good luck. Of course, you can use a knife, you can use anything with a straight edge so that you can get the proper. To this, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon, hang on, I'm gonna take this out of here. Half a teaspoon of kosher salt. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is your leavener, so this is gonna make it rise beautifully. Well, not your leavener, but it'll make it rise. There we go. And now sift. Just to make sure there's no clumps. And be careful. I was going to use a larger strainer, a larger sieve than this one, but I didn't need to. There we go. See? There's some remnants that stay in the behind. That way you don't have to put that in there. Okay. So now we're going to gradually, so this is a 2-part process. I have a 1/4 cup of the milk, and let's measure out 3/4 cups of extra virgin olive oil. We're just going to measure 3/4 cups. Okay, there we go. I almost went to a cup because I have another recipe I've made that takes a cup. Alright, so now let's start incorporating this gradually. So you don't want to overmix this. So we're going to put this in stages. We're going to put it in, we're going to start with, I'm going to infuse the olive oil into the egg mixture. Then we're going to gradually add the flour, and at the very end we're going to add 1 more tablespoon of orange juice and a little bit of, I don't know if I'll use all the milk, but let's see. Beautiful, it's stayed together. It's almost like you're making an emulsion here. So now let's start adding the dry. On low, so it doesn't splatter everywhere. So now we're just going to add a little bit of the milk to help it along. And 1 more tablespoon of the orange juice. That's it. You don't want to overmix this. And we're going to use a spatula to stir and make sure that there aren't any flour clumps on the bottom. There we go. Oh, look how beautiful this is. This is what you're looking for. This is what you want. But you want to see, that's my orange zest. So I want to make sure to mix it all and not leave any of that goodness behind. I wish you could smell this. The zest and the little bit of fresh orange juice in here. Now, I've never made it Giada's way with the orange infused olive oil, but as soon as it's back in stock, believe you me, I will be making it that way as well. But if this works, it's fantastic. All right, so now with the spatula, just make sure that everything is combined. There aren't any remnants of flour on the bottom. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. Beautiful. Okay. So let me clean this up real quick. Let me bring out those little cake pans and we'll put it all together. Okay, so we've cleared things up a little bit. I've brought back these are my 6-inch rounds. Again, I've buttered them with unsalted butter and lightly floured them so they won't stick. An added bonus is you can put a little parchment round in there. If you've never done one of those, let me know. I can show everyone how to do them. So I'm going to do things a little differently. I'm going to do 1 loaf without almonds for those who cannot eat almonds. I do have people who are allergic. And then I'm going to add the remaining almonds in here, and I'll show you. That's Giada's original recipe. So here we go. So let's pour it in. Let's put the furthest one away. We're right till about halfway. If you want them to be exact, you can measure it out using a scale. But since this is just for us here at home, I'm not going to measure out. I'm going to eyeball it. So now what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to add just a handful. These are beautiful sliced almonds. They're fantastic. So we're going to put those in probably, let's say, about 1/3 of a cup. Mix that in. Let's fold them into the batter that we have here. I think they could use a few more. There we go. Beautiful. Now we're going to put it into the other cake pan. There we go, so you can all see it. Let's move you over. There we go. Okay, so obviously this one has a little more of the cake batter, which I think is going to be okay. Well, that's why it's on a lined baking sheet, so that way if it overflows, it overflows. So to the one that has the almonds, we're going to add some almonds on top. This is what Giada does. Adds the almonds on top. That way you know what's in it. Now to the plain one that I didn't add almonds, let me show you what I'm going to add. Turbinado sugar. We're going to add, and it's going to give a beautiful crunchy topping in the oven. You could probably add it to both of them. I probably will. But the one without almonds, we're just going to add this. And what that's going to do is, because this is not a very sweet cake. It's not. When I've made it before, it's really nice because it gives you just subtle sweetness. But this will, when it bakes up and it cracks, it's going to be amazing. So we're going to add a little bit to the almond side as well. Because why not, right? So the funny part is I am making this, but I will not be eating any of this. I'm on a carnivore journey these days. I'm down about 20 pounds. So I want to make sure that we have this gorgeous crust all around. There we go. Beautiful. There you go here. There you go here. Into the oven, a preheated oven at 350 degrees. You're going to check this at the 25-minute mark. When you put a skewer in, and if it comes out just a little, like with some crumbles, like it's almost on the verge of being done, but it's just quite not done, that's where you stop. And you take them out of the oven because there's carryover heat. So in the oven they go, and I'll see you as soon as they're done. Okay, this is it. It's out of the oven. I've let them cool since I can touch the pans, but let me show you. This is the one, oh my goodness, you don't even want to know. So let me take it out of here first. This is why you grease and add a little flour so that way it literally just pops out of the tin. So I'm going to put that to the side. Look at this glorious almond topping. Oh my goodness, that's going to go on this beautiful cake stand. We're going to take tons of pictures of this one. We're not going to cut into it because it's the same recipe, but we're going to cut into, so let me put this on the side. We're going to cut into this one. So on top of it, I put the turbinado sugar. So before I even do that, we're going to take a little bit. Let's grab a spoon. I can't find my small strainers. So we're just going to add some powdered sugar to the top of this. Now, when I literally tell you, we're just going to do a little bit. Take some out. Put a little in here. We're going to, like a little dusting of snow. Oh, that looks amazing. All right, let's put that to the side for the moment. We'll go back and continue that. So since I can't taste these, I'm gonna cut a piece out and we're gonna have a guest come over here, Mr. Ivan, who's gonna come taste. I'm gonna cut a little sliver. Oh, this looks so good. I did use a serrated knife because I think it's just a little easier. Bring over a plate. Let's lift this up. Wow, this looks beautiful. Look how moist I know it's a little too bright with the ring lights, but there's specks of the orange zest in here. Okay, Ivan, we're ready for you to come taste this. Taste that. You see him on the side. You taste the orange? Mm-hmm. Okay, it has to be good because he went in for a second bite. And he's moaning. All right, so it's a success. All right, y'all, make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. You don't understand. I wish I could taste this. I will eventually. I'll make this again. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.